show with Mindful Life. It's Joe and Brea here with the wonderful Sammy Clark.
Yay, Sammy Whammy.
Yay!
Now, Sammy, imagine I am somebody listening at home and I'm thinking, right, this holistic stuff, it sounds pretty interesting and it sounds like it could be a good thing for me. I'd love to know more about it, so I read about you on your Instagram and I check you out on our Facebook link and the rest of it. And then I think, what can I do in my day-to-day week that might give me a more holistic approach towards my training?
Right, so I mean, there's so many options. What I would say, just going back to kind of how I would name it, being holistic health, being mental, emotional, physical and spiritual. With the physical, I would say find movement that you enjoy, and the only way you know that is if you try it. So you try a dance class, you try, wrestling class, you try boxing, and you just start to name it. I like this, I don't like that, I like this, I don't name that. Simple way to begin, Cool. People who don't train. Mentally, I would say one of the most beneficial things I've ever learned or I could ever teach is to get people to create space between the thoughts. So, we talk about meditation and people think they've got to sit there and just in silence and have no thoughts, and that's unrealistic and it's not how the brain works. But to be able to watch our thoughts really takes us away from this attached view and allows us to see that we are not our thoughts. They're just a thought. Yeah, we don't have to personify, we don't have to identify. Same with emotional. We get so, and emotions usually come after a thought, we get so drawn into our emotions that we actually can't think and act clearly. So, we beat ourselves up, we're so sad that we're overweight or we're not training. So then we buy into that emotion and don't do it. So again, you just watch the emotion. Once you name it, it largely dissipates. You go, wow, I'm sad. And instead of trying to remove yourself from that sadness, you sit with it. So, I've had meditation teachers in the past tell me, you hold your sadness. And instead of being angry and go, I can't be angry, I'm a bad person, you sit with your anger. And, I really believe that sadness not expressed turns into depression, and anger not expressed turns into rage. So you just let them up. And then with spiritual, that's different for everyone, but I think it doesn't hurt to start to see a world outside of the five senses, outside of, smell, touch, and whatever. And whatever that means for you. I think that's always a very personal journey, but it can give us a bit of a broader perspective.
What do you mean by that, outside of the five senses?
Well, I think we get so attached that what we see is real, what we smell, and we're so caught up in these five senses. And particularly when I teach yoga, I largely get people to close their eyes, to eradicate one of those senses, so they start to feel what's going on inside their body. And because we get so caught up looking around us in comparison, you close your external sight and then you literally get insight.
Okay.
Yeah. And so
just be as opposed to
and I believe, and it's kind of always open for discussion, but I believe once you kind of drown out those five senses or kind of name them for what they are, you tap into a sixth sense, which is knowing. And I don't think it's esoteric, and I think science is catching up to that, the spirituality around it. And we are a physical body, but we have an energy body, a mental body, and a spiritual body, and we sit in this dense physical body, but we're so much more than that.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and so that's the sixth sense of knowing.
Yeah, definitely. And that all comes out, I guess, by doing things like meditation and yoga and all that kind of stuff.
And meditation's hard. It's not for everyone. My form of meditation is yoga. It's moving. It allows my body to move, to do something. I've got quite an active brain, quite an active body. So it allows it to do something whilst it tunes into that. And every, just touching on yoga, every physical pose has an energetic benefit. So inversions allows you to see the world from a different perspective. Like hip openers allow you to open up your center of vulnerability. Heart openers or back bends open your heart. So if you tap into the philosophy around yoga, each movement has an energetic benefit, and I firmly believe that transfers to everything. Weight training, calisthenics, you get strong physically, you can tap into getting stronger emotionally, mentally, and
you got to start from the inside to a certain extent.
Totally.
Right?
You don't go within, you go without, kind of thing.
Oh, within.
You like that one?
I
do you like that one? Do you like that one?
That's a beautiful summary, actually, isn't it? So you start with the inside out, essentially. Inside out approach.
Because we've got so much external noise outside of us. Who do we listen to? No one's right, and the only thing we can do is start to go, what serves us, what works for us. And it's a tough question initially, but then it becomes so simple, so easy, and so freeing. You don't have to worry about doing the right thing. You do what feels good, and that becomes your truth. That becomes right for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you can't go wrong.
I mean, I'm stood here listening to Sammy, and I'm just nodding away because I'm thinking, this just makes so much sense. If somebody like me can understand it, right?
Valid point.
That says a lot, doesn't it?
Somebody as gifted on the DJ technology that we have here as myself, if I can
Is
get
that what you call it?
something like that.
Gifted.
Why have we got this fitness industry just, you know, and all the other brands that are associated with that, just ramming all this kind of purely aesthetic stuff down the throats of consumers? It is purely commercial, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think as humans too, we overcomplicate things. I think, you know, often our best solutions are quite simple. What do you feel like doing? What do you really feel like eating? You know, or what's going on in your... And we look elsewhere for answers because it's hard work, this constant journey of self-discovery and self-creation. Because we're not here to learn who we are, we're creating, you know, and you get to choose, and that's an awful responsibility. It's a wonderful burden when you start to shift it, but it's easy to go, okay, they're a fitness expert and they look like that, so I'll do that.
That's going to work for me.
That must work for me because it worked for them. And then it's like, well, if it hasn't worked for me, I'm bad.
There's something wrong, I haven't done something right.
Yeah.
There's like a judgment then that comes into it. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Meet those expectations that are laid out for them.
Yeah, and then we sit in comparison as opposed to going, okay, there's billions of people in the world. There's the fitness industry, or sorry, the, you know, health and fitness industry, which I think is geared around selling stuff often, not always, is still an industry for a reason. You know, there's reasons why people can't lose weight, and it's beyond just eating, you know, unhealthy foods. And it's beyond not training enough. There's more to it. And the only way you will ever get a long-term solution is asking yourself the question, why do I want to eat crap? Why do I not like moving? That's the only way. And until you answer those questions, you'll always find another fitness celebrity, you'll always find another diet, and they will always fade. I mean, hopefully not, but it will be more long-term and simpler if you just go, what's really going on with me? How do I really feel about who I am?
Yeah. So really the takeaway is start with why.
Yeah.
You know.
Get curious about who you are and why you feel this way. And I think curiosity is a pretty powerful word. So many times you want to change something, but you can't change anything you don't fully accept. So we want to be skinny now or strong now, but we haven't accepted the fact that we're not, and why aren't we? So we're trying to jump ahead.
We set ourselves up for failure when we don't.
And then we get angry, and it's like, just be where you are and get really curious about what brought you here.
So on that note, what are your thoughts about those reality TV shows about all those fitness things and?
We shouldn't have.
Don't worry, I do that.
I honestly think, and this is being someone who's kind of in the media, and you know, I've just been on a reality show, Ninja Warrior, and that's fitness stuff. I think it's shifting. I think it's starting to get positive intentions, and I think there's benefit to it, you know? Like, it is unrealistic, but at the same time, in terms of it's unrealistic to, we're not all going to lose 100 kilos in 12 weeks. But it can give valuable information, and I don't like to shun any of that stuff, but I think as long as people are educated that is a very contained environment, they've got many experts, and that's not realistic to do on your own. But you know, there's always value in everything. We just need to see if it works for us.
So change it if it doesn't.
Play. Honestly, our kids play, change it. Don't do something else. Try a different diet. And when I say diet, I mean nutritional intake, not fat. Try. Play. Do you know my training regime? People ask me, I'm like, I don't know. I'll do weights for a week, then I'll do boxing, then I have no consistency other than the fact that I train consistently. But I've been training for 10, 15 years. It's 10, 15, not 15, that's a lie. I wasn't training 10 years.
It's like, how old are you?
No, I wasn't.
You look good for your age.
Not bad for 45.
Training in the womb, I see.
Punching my way out, kicking out. So I think there's no right or wrong. You just play and your body will tell you.
Totally.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, I think on that note, we better go to a few tracks, and when we come back, we will wrap up and get some good takeaways from our lovely listeners out there.
Hopefully.
See you in a tick.
Pure Class A, high voltage, ultra light.